I got nothing against. In fact, I appreciate that he gave some negative feedback because I want to address it. Since that I know he's not a Blizzard shill. It's very dangerous when you go on Twitter or on Blizzard forums. There are paid people, and I know this for a fact. Paid people, like the 5 Cent Army, in order to promote the game. But they're like the arm of the marketing company, pretty much. But I don't expect them to be on my comment section, so I do believe that this gentleman is legit in his grievances, so let's hear it. Get higher standards of argumentation once and for all and stop running down a list of useless points. Well, that's a subjective interpretation. That's your opinion. It seems that it's not even the overwhelming majority of opinion, but let's see the grievances. Number one. NVIDIA graphics cards have been overheating on other titles too. We're not talking about overheating. We're talking about being destroyed, kaput. Just like melting. Okay? Like, this is something new. If there was another title where this happened, sure. But I wouldn't expect it on a Blizzard title. If on multiple occasions with the same component, the same mistake happens, it is likely the common aspect, in this case, the card. I do not understand why gamers, such as are really defending multi-billion-dollar corporations, and they are shielding them from the criticism that maybe they should hire a group of people to beta test the game. Is that really unacceptable? Like, would their profit margins be really that cut if that were to happen? Do you have stock in Blizzard? Like, are you on the board? Are you afraid that your profits would go down if 100 people get hired in order to beta test the fucking game? Because at the end of the day, yes, and I said this in the video, but I know like some people just do not understand the English language. It is the fault of the manufacturer. However, it could be mitigated if AAA companies, which have billions of dollars, would hire 100 people and ask them to play the game before everyone else. But I understand it's unthinkable. I mean, holy shit, asking something from the corporation? Oh, that's too much. That's too much. Why do that when they can say, oh, it's an open beta, and you can play test for us, and you can get your graphics card burned for us? And then you're going to have in the forum blaming the manufacturer, and heaven forbid anyone points the finger at us, because we don't hire people anymore for that. I mean, we don't want to create more jobs and actually hire gamers to play the game. You know, if they were to beta test, it's not even about the graphics cards. It's also about the fact that there are a lot of bugs that could be squashed. There are a lot of issues that could be addressed. Recently, in case you haven't noticed, there have been a couple of games that have been completely broken at launch. All of this could have been avoided if they would beta test like they did a decade ago. Hell, not even a decade ago. 5 years ago, they used to beta test. But now, they just ship an open beta, which in reality isn't even a beta to begin with. It's just a demo. It's just a promo so that people can play their game a little bit, and that's it. Okay? So, no, I vehemently disagree. This is literally like if you go to a restaurant and you eat rotten food. And when you go and you complain, the restaurant owner says, well, you know, we bought it this way. And I'm like, you know, I agree. You know, like maybe the producer is the one that's at fault, but you as the restaurant should have checked as well. Right? So the producer should have checked, but if they didn't, then you, the restaurant, should have also checked. So it doesn't appear on my plate like that. The Battle Pass has nothing to do with the story or leveling. Less than a minute of research would have gotten you that info, but the pattern continues. Lazy list of buzzwords to get people riled up. I don't need to get anyone riled up. People are already riled up. Like, in case you haven't noticed, go on Twitter, go on other forums. Like, people are genuinely riled up over this. It's not me riling anyone. I can't even get people to click the subscribe button, let alone get people riled up. But yeah, I did the research, and this is what I found, right? Like, it skips the level. It's in the name. Now, maybe I'm wrong, and I did say it in the video. I said, like, look, I'm not an expert, but I do know that in World of Warcraft, another Blizzard game, you can pay to skip the levels. And I was mocking the company for this. It's like you have a level system in the game, and you pay money to skip it. Now, I don't know if in Diablo 4 is that, but apparently, like, people are talking about 100 levels and you get like 20. I don't know. You know, maybe you're right. Maybe this is me not doing enough research. But hey, you know what? I'll give you this one. Out of all these 6 criticisms, you won with number 2. I should spend the $70 for the game, play it so I can find out what the fuck are those things that you can skip. Actually, no, I need to spend like $90 or some shit, right? Because that's like the extra version. So I need to spend around $100 for the game in order to find out what the skippable levels are. Fine. You want this one. Alright, you want this one. Number 3. The people that are customers for this are probably bored and annoyed by your constant bitching and moaning about the same old shit over and over again. You can over-exaggerate all these aspects as much as you want, but it will only stop outsiders to listen to you. I mean, that doesn't answer my question. Who plays the game? Like, people who don't listen to me. I mean, there's like, what, like 7 billion people on planet Earth, and my channel has like 60,000 subscribers? It's not really very descriptive of the type of people who play the game. I'm genuinely curious about the individual who plays Diablo. Like what type of person is he? Who is he like? You know, I would like him to be described, and unfortunately, you failed to do this. It's very generic. It's like someone who doesn't like bitching and moaning. Your mother? Your mother plays Diablo? Maybe she does. I don't think she likes to listen to me bitch and moan either, so she fits into the category of people that you described, but I do have a feeling that we're not talking about her. $70 for a AAA title. Inflation has gone up 35 to 50% in the European Union and the United States since the early 2000s. 50 euros used to be standard once the euro got introduced in 2002. I'm not complaining that the game is $70, by the way. I am complaining that the game is $70, and on top of that, you have an in-game shop, and you can purchase cosmetics and stuff like that. Like, it should be either or. Especially, as I mentioned before, when the competition, Path of Exile, is free. When you have Korean MMOs that look pretty much similar to Diablo, and they're free. Yeah, I do think it's exaggerated. I do think they are milking you of money. And like, if you want to be there pay-picking, that's fine. Okay, but $70 for a lot of people is a lot of money. You would expect, at least, that you would get all the cosmetics. And I did go into it. When you have a cosmetics system in the game, usually the normal items look worse. This is done by default so that people spend money on the cosmetics. Sorry about that. At some point, you look almost, well, I'm glad I don't look like them, but almost like a parody of the snowflakes you were talking about since 2015. Getting triggered by a character customization feature that exists in every major title by now, only that you don't seem to care about it in the other ones. Okay, so if you're talking about body type A and body type B, I'm going to mock this to oblivion. Like, I don't care how many other titles do it. It's hilarious as fuck. Like, if you can't say man and woman, but at the same time, body type B has a bra and body type A doesn't, and there's no explanation for it, I will keep making fun of it. I know you don't like it, because deep inside, you know that it shouldn't be there. But I guess, like, you gotta play with the team, right? You gotta be with the corporation. And it's like, well, if the company gives you shit, you gotta sell it to people. You gotta convince people that it's good. And heaven forbid they mock the smell. No, and by the way, you know those snowflakes that I was mocking since 2015? Well, they won. They won. They were very successful. So what they did, I guess I have to do as well now, because that's how you win. Right? If they were complaining about the character editors and shit, I gotta complain about the characters, editors, and shit as well. Maybe I'm going to win. Maybe I'm going to get what I want. And what I want is the ushikushi, beautiful South Korean ladies from those MMOs. I've listened to the interviews with said artist, and the way he talked about his time and behavior during his work at Blizzard, he might as well have been a grade A candidate for a harassment case. Well, I mean, you're already describing everyone that works at Blizzard, right? But secondly, these are the people that got us Diablo 1 and Diablo 2. I do not know what that has to do with harassment cases, but what I do know is that the progressive, moral, uplifting people of society are giving us Diablo 4 and Diablo Immortal. Personally, I like the games from my childhood. I don't know who made them, alright? Like, maybe you should put all those people in a prison, but make them make good games, you know? How about that? Can we have that? Like, a prison that houses people for harassment, but they get to make computer games while they're behind bars. And then we may actually have good games to play again. How about that, huh? Let me know what you guys think, and I'll see you in the comment section. Take care.